it's Ray here. So today we're going to be focusing on making a very simple, rudimentary gauntlet for whatever armor beast you're being today. So the first thing that I do is I kind of like sketch out whatever I'm working on right now. You can see how it's curvy at one end and it's straight, curvy at the other end. So at this point we're using the cutout little pattern that I made. So when I put it on my arm like this and I fold it over, you can see how there's a little bit of overlap at the top. So what I do is I have it folded so that it cuts evenly on both sides, and I just cut off a little bit of the bits. When cutting out your pattern, you're gonna want to do it like this. Leave a little bit of room at the edges. I taped this down with painter's tape just so that it wouldn't come off while I'm tracing it, because it is the base for a trace. Now we get to the cutting portion. See, most people use X-Acto knives for this, and you can do that, but I have specialty foam scissors, so these are actually meant to cut foam. So now we've got our shape. There's two different types of EVA foam. One that has a flat side and a texture side on the other side, and one that has flat on both sides. Flat on both sides, these ones are meant specifically for cosplay and crafting and stuff. Like I got mine from Redmoon Cosplay, but I find it's easier to work with this because when you're actually wearing it, as much as it might be a little bit cheaper to buy the textured side and the flat side on one side and use the flat side as the open side, it's a lot less comfortable when actually wearing the armor itself. So I always say just go for the flat on both sides if you can help it. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use a heat gun to form the gauntlets into a better shape. So first of all, always put on a protective mask. I'm just gonna hold it down until we activate the heat gun. So normally there's 3 settings on the heat gun. I always turn it up to number 3. What I do is I run the heat gun along this whole thing and I burn it a little bit, so I rest it on each spot pretty long. And then once it's burned a little bit, then I fold it in and it holds its shape. I'll show you just, right now as soon as I put on my mask. Roll it like a burrito, let it rest, but as soon as it's not warm, look at that. Look at how much it holds its shape, and I don't have to do anything. So I'm gonna take my little thing of water here, my crappy dollar store brush, and then Barg's cement glue, because Barg's cement glue is my preferred use and most crafters use for the for anything to do with cement glue. If you have access to Barg's from somewhere, I got, again, mine from Redmoon Cosplay. Like, if you have access to Barg's, that's what I recommend. You can use other cement glue, it just might not have as big of a hold. Basically, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to squirt some of the contact cement onto the paintbrush, and then you'll want to take this and paint it along the edges. Something to be known about this, if you have, like, I'm making it so that when it's pushed together, so you have to let the Barg cement glue dry for 15 to 20 minutes and then you put both sides together. So if you have really long, like really big hands, it's not going to push through. So with this, when I have, when it's dry and I can put it together, I'll put it in and I'll slip it through, no problem. But that's, the ends always have a little bit of give because it's EVA foam. But that's just because I have really narrow fingers as well. If you have thicker fingers, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to still like do it the same way that you have it here for the most part, but instead of putting
glue on either side and then putting it together, you'll want to just put Velcro along the entire edges on either side and use that as the sealer instead of using contact cement. Okay, so now we're gonna take these, since it's been about 17-ish minutes, and we're gonna press the pieces together like that. It'll take another hour-ish to actually cure, for it to not ever come apart again, but it's pretty stuck in there. Like, that's pretty done. There's the look. It's super skin tight. This is why you wouldn't really be able to have any clips underneath it, but it has a smooth, nice finish to it. I don't like to cut it normally before I know what I'm going to do with it, but I just kind of wanted to show that to you. The reason why we make it extra long and skin tight is because you'll probably be chopping off this part and this part, but normally on a gauntlet for a specific character, it has a shape to it at the front and a shape to it at the back. If you want to know where I got the materials for this tutorial today, I got all of my tutorials at redmoon.cosplay.com. Prices are below in the description, just to make it easy on you guys. I know when I first started off, it was really hard to find places to not only resources on how to make the stuff, but it was also really hard to find stuff on where to buy all the materials, and it's really nice having one website that has it literally all in one place. So that's always where I go, and I hope that you find it useful, and I hope you found this tutorial useful, and I hope that you enjoy tutorials in the future. And if you liked working with the gauntlets, you can always choose to upgrade them and make them better and cooler and more unique and sophisticated in one of the two tutorials that will be popping up after this video.